The weight of history lies heavy. 9 years after their last victory, Maritzburg College hopes to turn the tables on an undefeated and thus far indomitable Glenwood. These two schools first played each other here 98 years ago. In 1921, Glenwood defeated College 5 points to 0. And in those early years, Maritzburg College dominated. However, in recent times, it has been all Glenwood. Maritzburg not coming away with a victory since 2010. They drew twice in 2012, and before that, the only victory was in 2006. It is one of the biggest fixtures in the KwaZulu-Natal school derby calendar, and there is a good, lively crowd that has turned out. The Maritzburg College students in the red and white, they're referred to as the Red and White Army. They have made the journey from Maritzburg down here, and the Glenwood school out in full force, and the ocean just overlooking. The recent encounters, as seen, have been all Glenwood. They have been very dominant. They do have a newer team this year, with most of last year's undefeated side having left. There are about 3 remainders from that team. The Maritzburg side have a versatile mix of skills. Masvikeni and Khadebe, 2 of the nippy back 3. Their centers are really strong. Kekana, the captain, and Pilani playing in his 3rd year. Timande, it all pivots around. And the locks, Brogan Tedder and Wandile Schloppe, who's been described as a youngster with enormous potential. Have a look out as well for Tristan Trollop in the front row. Good skill set on him. Glenwood has made a lot of changes since the undefeated team last year. Joe Jonas, who's a captain and was in the side last year, moves out of position from fullback to scrum half. And Van Veek as well, number 13. He was part of the Saru elite group. Hendricks is a player with mercurial talents. And Ethan Smith partners up well with Henk Goos and Kuzwayo. We've got strong loose forward. That's the Maritzburg College students, and they are raring. I'm in the booth today with my friend and my colleague, Fudge Mabeta. Fudge, could this be the year that Maritzburg College could get a victory? It's a changed side from Glenwood from last year, and they've had a few late changes, players dropping out. What do you think?
A pleasure to be here, Anton, and looking forward to it. If there ever was a time, it has to be now for Maritzburg. A couple of these players running onto the pitch played in the under-16 side that beat Glenwood at Goldstones last year. That side also beat Affis. A couple of those guys are on the pitch, and they'll be psyched up, as you can see, for this game. They've lost 2 coming into this game, so they've got their backs against the ropes. But if there's going to be a big one they can take, it'll be this one here against Glenwood now. An unbeatable side, unbeatable the whole of last year, unbeatable 6 games they've played this year. The green machine has been unstoppable. Can they be stopped today? It'll be interesting to see. Everything to play for. 2 guys haven't made the side for disciplinary issues. The culture they've instilled has to do with those mottos of discipline, integrity, and honesty. So the culture at Glenwood seems to be the cement that keeps this team so solid year in and year out. They've lost a few players though this year. 13 of those players are no longer in this side. So they've got a fairly new side. They've won a couple of games, and I think this is the one that will really challenge them. Looking forward to it. Yanga Sochangane, it's his first TV game he'll be refereeing.
And the game now poised to begin. It'll be Maritzburg College that starts off, and what a fixture. These young men, as Fudge said, some of this under-16s have beaten Glenwood before, and they'll be hoping to do it again. What a coup it would be. But the game is begun by Henry Trott, the scrum off.
Play.
Take it immediately.
Stay.
You see the schoolboys lined up.
Green.
Jordan Hendrickson puts it to boot, doesn't find touch. Michael King, who is part of the Sharks Schools under-16 team that played in Grand Como last year. Grade 11 player he is. Now it's Brogan Tedder, the vice-captain. Hear those drums playing in the background.
Number 2 off.
Schlape.
Vantage, 2 offside.
Schlape, another Grand Como player. Zemande beats the first defender now. Maritzburg College are in to Glenwood's 22. Ninzinga, who's the captain, who's the birthday boy! Sia Ninzinga gets the try, and what a way to celebrate your birthday!
9, are you okay?
Well, they'd have to be hungry here. Ninzinga, what a deceptive pace he has. He burns them all. Fantastic finish from the boy whose birthday it is. He had no right to get so far down, so deep in their try line. But Sia Ningiza, he came to this Maritzburg College side this year. He joined them from Port Rex in the Eastern Cape. And what a start to the game. What a start to his time at Maritzburg.
Now Henry Trod to extend the lead. That is an exceptional kick. Goodness me, Fudge. College have come here to play.
That's exactly how the Maritzburg coaching staff, who are also quite new, would want it to go. Ningiza, he just stepped off his foot and put on the afterburners. Fantastic try.
Now we restart. Less than 3 minutes in, Maritzburg leading. That's a fine take. Through the hands, another break. Michael King. Michael King still going. Hendricks gets in the tackle. The final pass goes to earth. Cleaned up.
No.
This is amazing. A start from Maritzburg College. Tedder.
Wait here.
Trod, Zemande. Oh, big hit coming in. Ethan Billion on Wandile Mshlope. Pops out. Zemande fires it up over the top. Khadebe. It's wrapped up by the angles by Marino van Veek.
Wait.
Trod. Well handled by Taibo Dlamini in the end.
Leave it red, green.
The fingertips.
No, there's the ball.
Maritzburg still in possession. Trod.
12 fouls.
To the big men to bash up. Zemande, cut up pass, finds his way into the hands of Marcel Masvikeni. Masvikeni hails from Zimbabwe and is a boarder in the legendary Clark House. Taibo Dlamini.
Step.
Known by his teammates as
line,
Big D. Takes contact. Schlape.
It's tossed.
Comes in with the kick.
It's taken back.
Marino van Veek returns fire. He was lucky there. Jared Hendricks was racing up.
Well, Wandile Slope with a very interesting boot in the middle of the field. Have no idea what the plan was there, but at least they still have ball in hand and they need this line out.
Corbett hasn't found his mark. It's gone the side of Glenwood.
No advantage. Let's come back for knock here.
Corbett throws it in a little bit low, but Michael King, first team cricketer, man, he knows he's got better hands and he should be taking that.
Okay.
It's a good lift. He didn't need to use one hand, and Michael King apologizes, rightfully so. But now it's scrum time. This is going to be a big battle. Maritzburg rate their scrums, although Dlamini, Big D, is new to the front row. Believe it or not, he actually played center last year for the seconds and thirds.
Point. Set. Keep it up, Red. Keep it up.
Hendricks runs in field, gets taken down.
step.
Glenwood, the first real possession they've had today. Tristan Trollope bashes up.
Off now, red. Wait here.
Told Trollope was a fly off in a previous life. So looking forward to see him run around.
Roll,
As Joe Jonas, the captain, goes on his dart. The Tabe. Gubo.
Out, red, out. No.
Deploy. Ghost.
Watch it, discipline. Entry. Come around.
Clearly seen Zimande, Anel and Zimande coming in from the side there. And they'll want to make sure they don't make it easy for Glenwood to get into attacking positions. They're so strong with their set phases.
Hendrikse. Also handy kick.
You look at the pitch, waterlogged in the middle, but on the sides, quite green. No other teams have played on this pitch today.
No.
So it's set up for some perfect rugby.
Talk about this.
And here you see, it's actually Zangalala who comes in from the side.
Just wait, sorry. Just wait, sorry boys.
Yeah, here.
Glenwood have chosen to go for a short line out. They'll be looking to strike from here. The big loose trio.
Come in. Out, please, out. Let's go. It's back on.
And have they shown their hand with that?
Deploy, finds his mark. Beautiful throw-in. Kuzwayo ducked under it. Hendrikse. He's on a run. Eventually Tedder the one to stop him.
Stay on.
Jonas whips it blind. Billion. Big hit.
That is magnificent defense from Khatebe, who was part of the under-16 side I mentioned earlier, who did so well last year.
Guys. No.
Does so well to shift off of the player. Looked like they had an overlap. Great presence of mind by the winger.
Once again, the line-out intercepted by Glenwood. Billion. Jonas. Hendricks. Holthazen. Kuzwayo. Now a run coming in from Marina van Wyk.
Back.
Jonas picks out the forward in the form of Ethan Smith. Comes out the top.
Knock on from 10.
Jonas.
No advantage. Knock on there after rip-off.
Oh, the big forwards of Maritzburg looked like they were in control of that. They'd held it up so nicely. Katlego Tamaga does well to get it out, though. He knew it would be a turnover. Comes over Maritzburg hand. So Glenwood still have ball in hand. They look so good from the set phase. A little bit of confusion with the line out. Can they get it right now?
Grab.
Crouch. Bind. Sit.
Jonas beats, takes. Hendrikse. Holthazen. Nice hit on him from the captain of Maritzburg.
Fenceman in, play.
Kekana now goes on a run.
Advantage, number 6. Dangerous tackle, on the
Simamane.
line.
The big kick comes in from Trod. The chase is fine from Khadebe.
Advantage. No advantage. Let's go back there. 6.
Very generous from the referee
6.
to play that
Dangerous tackle.
advantage. A wonderful call from him. He looked like he was keen. Oh, he touches that. Should have been a 5-meter scrum. Don't really blame the referee. He was a little bit far from the action. How well does Pilani Simamane do to get his hands on the ball, force the turnover, and still recycle it? Wow, what a kick. And that still puts them in a wonderful position to attack. So they won't mind not getting that 5-meter scrum. They've got a 5-meter line out. Will they go for the maul?
Over the top again. Lineout's proving to be a problem for Maritzburg. Big contact taken. Jonas. Battle at the breakdown. Spews out on the floor. Quickly up on Gubo. And the Maritzburg defense just swarming. It's turned over. Tristan Trollope gets out the pass. Langalala. Trod. Zimandi. The kick comes in. The chase is on, but it runs too far.
Oh, what work on defense from Maritzburg College. Exceptional defense. Absolutely fantastic work from Ziman. Anel and Ziman, the fly off to counter ruck like that and get a scrappy ball. Allow his forwards to jump onto a scrappy ball. It was almost try time there. They'll be saddened by not being able to capitalize on that opportunity. But Glenwood under heaps of pressure.
Jordan Hendricks. And the return, it's a drop kick and turns into a grubber. It's a Mondays attempt. It's coming too close. Now Hendricks with another attempt. Back for it is Jarek Hendricks. Oh, breaks the first defender, and Hendricks, the man to take him down. Comes out quite quickly, Trod. Feeds it to Michael King. Most of the game thus far being played in the Glenwood half. Tedder. Trod to Tebo Dlamini. He's into a little bit of a gap, gets the pass out, doesn't find his man initially. And then Dlangalala, known as the silent assassin. A man not of words, but of action. Trod gives it to Mshlope. Defense up for the challenge.
No hands, no hands.
Zimandi sees no one's back at home. It's a good kick. Just handled by Klecho Damanga. Now a kick comes. This is a good opportunity for the Locks. Pass then by came off Hadeba's hand.
Yeah, they won't want the ball to roll out into touch, will they? With the lineouts going, they've been going. Maybe that's why he panics. They should have let it roll out. Had an opportunity to counter-attack. They had so many numbers out wide on the right, did Maritzburg. But Glenwood still in their half. The pressure coming from Maritzburg has been immense. Can they keep them down here?
Crouch. Point.
Pull together.
Set.
Decent push. Now through the hands.
Leave it now.
Holthazen. He was part of last year's unbeaten side, as is the man, the young man throwing it out, Joe Jonas. Cade Esterhazen. Hendricksa. His brother was playing last year. True talent. And I believe Jordan has it as well. Jared Hendricks. Also a sevens player is Hendricks. King again, he's been busy this first half, this first 14 minutes. Trod.
Unlucky for Maritzburg. Get a hand on that, they knock that ball on. So in the middle of the pitch. Just knocks it on. It was a good turnover. And unfortunately, they'll get back down to scrum time. Maritzburg have looked like they're struggling at line now. Scrums are their strong point. But Glenwood have them on the scrums as well. It's quite muddy on the pitch. Especially in the middle of the pitch.
Set.
Big push again from Maritzburg. Jonas, Hendricksa to stab through. The chase is good. Comes forward now from Hendricks. Barney Holthazen. Van Beek. Deploy.
No hands. Step here.
Deploy heading to Marty's next year. Ethan Smith. He is the third member of last year's unbeaten side. Holthazen over the top. Hendricksa. Blaine Golden.
Number 8 offside.
Michael King, who's been everywhere at the beginning of this game, found offsides, spoke about how important, vital discipline is going to be, and slowly but surely it's letting them down. And Glenwood make their way into Maritzburg's half for their first real attacking opportunity.
This is a good attacking opportunity for Glenwood. Deploy, goes to the tail, finds his mark. Fine lineouts from Glenwood. Now Blake Golden. 7 meters out.
Leave it.
Crowd getting louder.
Step here, step back.
Jonas picks out the fly of Hendrickson. Pops out, stolen by Maritzburg. Now, got men out wide, but it ends out beyond the touchline.
Come back here.
The Maritzburg defense, impenetrable. So many good players. They're playing with heart, but they're going to need the legs to keep them doing that. They have an opportunity to exit.
Crouch. Point. Set.
Trod feeds, now a big push from Glenwood. Huge push, Trod works it blind. Great run off the mark from Kwesi Khadebe. He's a 100-meter athlete. Little burst made some important meters for college. Trod is digging for it, needs some assistance.
Taken back.
Zemande. And you heard younger Shotshangana mention that was taken back. No matter, as Chesney Jacobs goes on his run. Taken down by Simamane. Jonas. Deploy.
Off feet, red.
Jonas again. Hendrickson. Cut up pass comes forward with the hand. Could be an opportunity for Maritzburg. Going to be called back.
The defense of this Maritzburg side is just astonishing. Pilani Simamane and Sipe Kekana on that chase line from Zimande's kick. They're just combining beautifully, and they'll need that to go out throughout the rest of this game. Maritzburg, Glenwood rather, doesn't seem to have any answers up to now, Anton.
Point. Set.
Many people will have been impressed and surprised by Maritzburg College's showing thus far. The first half of the first half. Now Nzamande goes on a little dart. Tempted to be ripped out successfully. Henk Groos fields it. And that defense you were talking about, Fudge. Sipe Kekana pushes back. Jonas sends it up. Khadebe.
Backwards.
Brilliant chase from Letabe. Went backwards, but then a foot went out to touch.
Kwesi Khadebe does well to keep under that high ball. Maybe he would have liked to jump up into it to allow that man, the man who chased wonderfully.
Now this short line out as Vian Deploy finds his mark.
Play. It's fine.
With precision.
Okay. Out, red, out.
Deploy in the scrum off Perth. Esterhazen. Now Glenwood moving forward towards that try line. Can Maritzburg's defense hold on? Blaine Golden.
Step back, red.
Jonas picks up Deploy, who receives some hard defense. Holthazen.
Step.
Several phases down are Glenwood. Good continuity from them, good passage of play. And as always, the Maritzburg defense strong. This time Henk Groos wrapped up.
Step back.
Hendriksen slips, nonetheless fields it, plucks it from the air, fine inside pass.
Off. Number 4. Offside.
Well, that's Slope offside. And that's the big risk with having a line that shoots off of the line that well, which Maritzburg have used effectively. But it is risky because you do have that slight more of a chance of being offside, and they've done that 3 times so far.
Jordan Hendriksen has given way to Joe Jonas and the kicking tee. It's a faint wind blowing towards Jonas. He hoofed it, but it just didn't have the direction. Just enough legs. That wind is a little bit tricky. And Fudge, of course, remember that Maritzburg is playing with the wind behind their back. They'll have to play it into the second half.
The wind has started to pick up. It will have an effect on this game. You saw how Glenwood's kicking isn't really getting the distance.
All in front. All in front.
Where Maritzburg have really taken advantage of that. We saw that huge boot earlier on that took them right up to the 5-meter line. They weren't able to capitalize. Of course, they lost the line out. Now they'll go for a scrum down here.
Well, nightmarish moment for Maritzburg as they had a player in front of the kicker.
No, exactly. They got called back after the 22 kick out.
Crouch.
And now 2 sides to attack from
Point.
Glenwood.
Set.
Up to go on the right. Hendriksen back to Jonas. Beats the first defender. That's a fine pass. Litabe. Jonas to Hoos. Hoos stopped outside of the Maritzburg 22.
On the line.
Hendriksen. Golden. Eventually he's taken down his opposite number, Tristan Trollop. What a turnover.
Oh, look at that. He's huge. Huge for a 17-year-old. Slope. You can see the Maritzburg side wants this game so bad. He had just given away a penalty for being offside. 2 phases later, Blaine Golden has been a moose for Glenwood, but look at that. So quickly in, so strong, you won't get him off easily. Great steal from Slope.
The line-out works for Maritzburg. Trot. Ngiza, the try scorer.
Roll, green.
According to his teammates, he resembles Mario Itoje. Almost intercepted, nonetheless. Maritzburg still going. Kekana, the captain, goes down with it.
Out now, green.
Semamane stays infield. Maritzburg essentially just moving 5 meters to the right. Bashed up by Tedder.
The referee placed perfectly to credit some really gritty work on the ground. It's a huge steal for Glenwood.
2-2.
Barney Holzhausen, the one making sure his Glenwood side get into that half with that steal. Ted has been running well all night. Look how quickly Holzhausen gets in there and stays on his feet.
Outside shoulder.
Yep, a little bit skew, not taking this wind which is starting to pick up more and more. He's thrown wonderfully all night, well, all day has deployed. Just getting it off target, drifting, timing all wrong.
Let's go, boys, let's go, let's go.
I haven't called it, boys. Crouch. Bind. Set.
Trod works it out. Dummy line from Simamane. And then the kick goes over the top. Hadebe is racing up.
Classical rugby. Anel Nzimande keeping that pressure on these guys. Glenwood now, they've just lost a line out. The pressure's on them. It will start to frustrate them as a side, actually.
Deploy. This time the line out fine. Good line.
Release him, Red, release.
Billion.
Release.
Alwande Dlangalala. The perfect silent assassin, they call him. They're doing it illegally. So Glenwood will be happy to get out of their 22. Although they're not in the Maritzburg half yet, kicking being very difficult with the wind.
Line is your mark.
They are creeping into that half slowly but surely with a fantastic line out.
Line out works again. Jonas. Billion. Nice defense on him. Ebo Dlamini quickly out. More big defense. Maritzburg. Impenetrable thus far. They want this win. It would be historic were they to get it first time in almost a decade. Taken running backwards by Marcel Masvikeni. Masvikeni taken by the ankles. Trod gives it to Tedder.
Play. Tackles made.
Gets the pass out. Didn't quite find the man. Still alive. Now a bit of action. Hadebe, inside pass, finds Ningiza. Trollop. Trollop used to go to school down the road. DPHS.
Positional strength. Positional strength. How did you finish?
Barney Holzhausen. Is that some sort of a trademark tool you have? A second steal in less than 10 minutes. And finally, through that man, Barney Holzhausen, they get all the way from their 22 right on the 10 meter of Maritzburg.
Been tapped down from Maritzburg, no matter. Snaffled up by Glenwood. Deploy.
6. Watch it. Stay on.
Taking their time are Glenwood. Golden. It's Schlapper who puts in the hit. And there's a turnover. Tedder
advantage.
moves backwards. Trod back to Zemande, who with time puts in a kick. It's anticipated by Jacobs. Gives it out. Van Veek tackled right in the mud. You can see the conditions starting to get more and more like trenches. Hendrickson. Holthuizen.
Step back.
Jonas darts on the blind. And in front of the Maritzburg crowd is thrown down. Look at those young men get into it.
Yeah, the wrong decision from Jonas to go blind. Wonderful awareness from Enrico Corbett. Covered that pillar exceptionally.
Corbett doesn't find his mark. That after the hit to the little head rub on Jonas. Now Van Veek. Good pass out. Kuzwayo. The recipient.
Advantage. Offside. 12.
Although the ball was out, you have to get back on sides before you can have a go for it. So unfortunately, Pilani Simamane with quite a technical penalty to give away, but a penalty nonetheless, and This Glenwood side will now be watering at the mouth for this opportunity. Their line-out has been almost 100%. There you see Pilani Simamane with his first mistake of the night, of the day.
Deploy, pinpoint to the front. Cointer party at the back of the ruck. Yet again, a strong counter push from Maritzburg. Jonas throws the dummy, then back to Hendrickson. Now moving through the hands, there's a little break. Marina van Beek gets the try, gets Glenwood back in the game.
Martino van Beek, the sizzling run, comes from a fantastic maul. And there's that shooting up. He just slips off of him, does Simamane. Van Beek, great finish. You see how Simamane shoots up, slips around him. It's try time for Van Beek.
Jonas doesn't take too long and adds 2. Now it's a 7-point game as we move towards halftime.
Got 3.
It was a wonderful line out. It's been working well for them all night. And when that happens, it allows men like that to get over the try line. Van Beek finishing off a brilliant move from Glenwood.
Schrod hasn't made 10 meters. Not the restart Maritzburg would have wanted. Tricky out there in the mud though.
Maritzburg becoming their own worst enemy here. Seems they're the ones who are making the mistakes at the wrong times. And it's gotten or allowed Glenwood the opportunity to get right back into this game. Maritzburg need to fix those lineouts. I don't know how much longer they can go on without getting that right. Right on top of that waterlocked area. Scrum down.
Set.
Jonas back to Hendrickson. Comes in with the low kick. He's kept in field, or attempted to be kept in field by Hendricks. But perhaps fortuitously for college, I'm going to be called back to the line-out.
And so smooth and calm at the back. Lovely to see a fullback like that. Just a beautiful kick from Hendrickson as well. They've used the grubber
Boys, stay open.
to a great extent there.
Corbett misses his mark into Kuzwayo. Now Glenwood, 6 meters out. Can they go into halftime with the lead? Billion gets out the final long pass. Tamanga hands off, gets the try. Glenwood into the lead.
Tamara had been struggling at Maritzburg at line-out time. Glenwood gets it out wide. Look at the number 4 though, Pilyun. Beautiful pass out wide. Still some work to be done by Katlego Tamaga. Deploy with a fantastic pass.